Hey guys, it's Dwight. Welcome back to my studio. It's Wednesday, so I thought I'd do a pour today. I'm going to be working on a 30 by 40 canvas. I've been doing these large canvases recently. I really like doing pours on this large of a canvas. So I just want to remind you a couple things about doing dump and swirls, especially the paints and the kinds of paints that you choose. The first thing I want to mention is making sure that you have enough paint to cover the canvas because these canvases are large. And the one I'm using today, the 30 by 40, is the Michaels Level 3, so it's got the 1.5 inch edges. So a canvas this size takes about 42 ounces to cover the surface, and then another, I'd say 5 or 6 ounces to make sure it covers the edges. I put another 8 or 10 ounces on top of that because I'm tilting, and I'm tilting all corners and edges, which means the edges are long, so there's a lot of real estate for that to cover, and I want to make sure I have enough so it's not overstretched. So what I do is I use this, it's a little worse for wear at this point, but it's my chart that tells me how many ounces I need for different sizes of canvases. I know there are ways that you can do calculations, and I found this chart a few years ago, and I bring it up every once in a while to let people know it really helps. So if you would like a copy, feel free to email me at dwightpours@yahoo.com, and I'll send you a copy. The other thing I want to mention, and I think I mentioned this a month or two ago, is looking at the transparency or the opacity of the paints that you're using. Now in these dump and swirls, I use black as the dump paint. I like the black, it gives some contrast to the color, but the problem can be if you're using paints that are semi-transparent or transparent, that the black will wash through and it'll wash out your colors, and you don't get the vibrancy of the colors as they come out of the tube. So what I look for the best I can are paints that are opaque. Sometimes the paints, like the DecoArt paints that I use, I haven't been able to find out if they're what they are, if they're opaque or transparent or semi-transparent. I think they're opaque because they work really well typically. So, and same for their metallics as well. However, if you're using a semi-transparent or even a transparent, something to think about is make sure that the layer underneath that color is opaque. So that way some of that color might show through, but you're not going to just lose the color that's transparent or semi-transparent with this pour. So just pay attention to that when you do these to make sure that you have the right opacity of these paints. Some of the Arteza paints that I've used are semi-transparent, but then I will pair that color with an opaque paint. And sometimes I'll mix an opaque with a semi-transparent. So it's just playing around a little bit and seeing what works. And having done these over and over again, I know which paints seem to work best for me, and I try to pass that on to you. So I'm going to mix my colors today. I'll show you in a few minutes. I'm going to be using 3 colors with some white, and we'll get started. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a second. Okay guys, I'm back. Here we are with the paints I'm going to be using this afternoon. So starting on the far left, I am going to be using the white, and that is DecoArt Metallics Pearl White. Now when I looked at my metallics today, the DecoArt brands, they do say that they're opaque. We talked about that a few seconds ago. So the rest of these are opaque. This doesn't say on the bottle, but I'll show you the bottle in just a second. So the blue here is, see who guessed it right? Ice Blue, Dazzling Metallics by DecoArts. The red is Festive Red, again, DecoArts, Dazzling Metallics. The orange is Artist Loft, Metallic Orange, something different. And then I used Deep Burgundy, and that's DecoArts Americana brand. I'm gonna throw that on the top and then put my black on top of that, and we'll tilt it in just a moment. So there's my black. Oh, it's filled all the way to the top there, so it's pretty full. And it was actually, I still do have some of the Artist Loft Flow acrylic paint left, so that's good. So again, this is a 30 by 40 canvas. I'm going to paint the edges, and the reason I paint the edges is that these paints are thin, and so when you tilt them over the edges, you don't want to see the texture of the canvas coming through. So I paint it, you can paint it really almost any color. I'm just going to use black since I'm doing my dump paint in black, and that just provides a little bit of tackiness so that the paint will stick as it goes over the corner and you don't see any white coming through. Okay guys, I'm gonna prep the canvas and here we go. Okay guys, listen, I'm back and I have a few problems with this, which means I'm going to probably pour over this. I don't think I'm going to scrape it. And if you can't figure out where the problem is, bless you. But what I'm looking at right here is this area here did not fill in. And you know, that's something I can't go and touch up, and I don't want to fill it in with black. I just think that would look horrible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix up some paints again. I am going to pour on top of this and hope that we have a better composition and especially more colored down at this end. So just kind of showing you what my eye sees, what works for me and what doesn't. And okay guys, hold on, we'll see what we get. Hey guys, I'm back. So I decided to scrape the canvas because there's so much paint on the canvas because the canvas is a large canvas. So what I did was I scraped it, I let it dry, and I mixed up some more paints, and we're gonna get started here in a second. So please be patient, we'll see you in a moment. Okay guys, here we are with the final wet results. This turned out much better. I like the subtlety of the color, you know, with the orange and the red, and then this little burst of sort of reddish orange through here. There are a couple blips on here which you probably see, but I know I can go in and clean those up because there are some cells actually forming inside. And I'll show you in a second. So let me show you down here, all these cells. So here's what I'm talking about, right in there. So I can clean that up because you can see it's got some structure. So I can clean that with a little bit of red and some blue. And yeah, that should work out just fine. Let me move up over here. Now I don't often like scraping canvases. I'm not afraid to do it, but I just feel like, you know, it's such a waste of all that paint and potential. So half of it looks great, the other half doesn't look so great. It's really frustrating sometimes, but I love the way these cells look. The orange with some blue in it, some of the red. And these down here are really cool. Let's focus a little bit. Sorry for the glare. There you go. There's that ugly section. Ah! That window drives me crazy. But again, I don't know if you can see, but you can see it's got some structure to it. So they're like little cells all around it. But what happened was there was a piece of paint, some gunky paint, and what it did was it sort of dragging, and it gave that appearance. I saw it, I should have stopped, but at some point I don't feel like stopping because I'm almost over the edge, and I thought I might be able to save that right off the bat. But we'll see, we'll fix it up and I'll show you when we're done. Okay, awesome. Okay guys, well thanks for watching, thanks for being here, and stay tuned, we'll do another one soon. Have a great day.